I watched this movie once, but I feel like it was for like the fifth time because it brought absolutely nothing new to the table. Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Okay, today I am bringing you guys another review, and as you can see by the title, today's review is on the Netflix thriller Fatal Affair. Let's get started. However, before we get started, as usual, I have to talk about the storyline, talk about the characters and all of that. And because of that, a spoiler alert is in effect. So for real, let's get started. Alright, so let's start with what this movie is about. A lawyer is caught in a terrifying game of cat and mouse when a drink with an old friend escalates into an obsession that jeopardizes everyone she loves. Okay, let's start with my initial thoughts. So the intro of this movie is so generic, like you actually can tell what's going to happen from the word go. Nothing new, nothing shocking, nothing thrilling, nothing, oh, I wonder what's going to happen. It's very predictable, very straight to the point, something I've seen before about 1,000 times now. And so it was just like, okay, let's just get it over with and start with the movie because I have seen this played out one too many times. So it was not a good intro for me. It was not a good start to the movie. It was lacking that thrill that I look for in a thriller. It really lacked that element to it, and so I just wanted the intro to be over and done with and just start with the movie. So let's talk about the characters real quick. Okay, so in this movie we have Ellie, who is the lawyer. Then we have Marcus, who is her husband. They have their daughter, and then there is David, who is the local one in this movie, who is the old friend that they go and have drinks with. Okay, so yeah, these characters, honestly, they were well played out, judging by the script. I feel they were well played out, but they didn't bring nothing new to the table. I needed something more thrilling, but unfortunately the movie in and of itself isn't thrilling, so you can only do so much with a character that has already been drawn up. You can only do so much with the material that you're given. So I don't think I was completely mad at the characters, just the way they were written was the problem. I don't think that the actors themselves did a bad job, if that makes any sense. So overall, I feel like the characters really did play the characters to the T, but it was just that the characters themselves were quite flawed a little bit, in my opinion. So the execution wasn't really that great. So yeah, let me talk about the movie as a whole. The movie, from the intro, the movie fast forwards a few years. I'm not sure how many years it fast forwards into the future, but it's quite, I think it has to be like 20 years into the future that it fast forwards, something along those lines. And so that's when the movie really kicks off. So as I said, Ellie is the one that is the lawyer, and then she meets up with, well, she actually bumps into David, who is this friend that she had in college.
Morning.
Ellie.
David, hi. It's been a long time, huh?
20 years. We should catch up.
And so they go out for drinks, and they catch up. Life is good, life is nice. And then Ellie ends up having an entanglement with David. I'm sorry, I had to. Okay, but on a serious note though, why is it that all these movies, these type of thrillers, always involve like a love interest, a couple, something? Why is it always like that? And this couple is always on the rocks. They're on the verge of a breakup, verge of a divorce, they're separated, something. They never, oh, we're happy, we're living life. There's always something involved with these movies, something be happening between the two, which allows the other one to just sneak in and be like, I've arrived, I am here. Like, I've seen that played out one too many times, and I'm just bored at this point. And then somebody is always somebody that they used to know. Okay, sorry. But it's always someone from the past. Somehow they were involved. Somehow. Be it they were friends, be it they used to date, be it, I don't know, they went to school together, they were in the same class, they worked together. They're always involved somehow. So what had happened is, after Ellie's entanglement with David is like, oh, we can be together. We can run off into the sunset and be together since we weren't able to be together 20 years ago. And Ellie is like, nah, I am married, boo. You can't do that. We can't do that. That was a mistake. Ugh, such a cliche. And so then, you know, these movies that the crazy person is always gonna wanna get closer to the target one way or another. So what does David do? David ends up dating Courtney, who is Ellie's friend.
Am I the last minute plus one?
Hi, I'm David. You guys want a tour?
Okay, so a lot of things happen throughout the movie between Courtney and Ellie, and that involves David. David spins this whole story of what's happening between him and Ellie, spins it around, and now literally Courtney, being the smarty pants that she is, literally believes a man that she's known for 2 minutes over a friend she's known for years. I was like, honestly, this dude literally just came into your life about a week ago. And you are out here going, oh no, he told me the truth. You think you can do this and steal my man? Like, what? Then at some point, David pulls an Edward and just watches Ellie sleep. Like, that is normal.
I like watching you sleep. It's kind of fascinating to me.
But honestly, I've never understood when, you know, those scenes where someone's just like on top of you, just watching you sleep. You don't feel them literally just breathing on top of you. Because if I was asleep, just enjoying life, and then all of a sudden there's a draft, you're telling me you're not gonna wake up, and then you wake up and all you see is you're telling me you're not gonna be creeped out. You're telling me you're not gonna feel that. Also, you know how in these movies, the crazy person is gonna send you like a million texts, and they have to be like in somewhere quiet, like in a restaurant, or they're having dinner at home or something, and the phone is continuously buzzing. I don't know why. Do people not know that you can put a phone on silent in movies? Is that not general knowledge to them? Because after like the third message, I will just put you on silent, you know? So like, I'll catch up on you later. We'll read that whole conversation, that whole thread later. No, people want to be sitting there keeping their phone on vibrate, and every 2 seconds, all you hear is bzz, 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 bzz. No! Okay, so at some point, David mentions they have a dinner. Okay, not a dinner, it's like a lunch or something, or brunch. And Courtney brings David over to Elle and Marcus's new home. And so at some point, I think Marcus asks David what he does for a living. And David is like, he's a hacker. Okay, so keep that in mind that he said he's a hacker. Now, after Ellie finds out that David is loco and is after blood and wants her, Ellie is now out here calling Courtney, emailing Courtney, doing everything. She's literally leaving a trail behind. Like, I'm like, you know, this dude told you that he's a hacker. You're telling me he won't be able, like, you don't think that Ubrata will be able to just check on Courtney's laptop, check her phone, hack into her system and find all these texts and these emails and these phone calls. Okay, I just had to point this out. That's something I found very weird but very funny in this movie. After Ellie gets the cops involved, you know, she always has the cops on speed dial, and at some point, okay, I'm about to spoil like the plot twist. Woo! It's not even a plot twist, but honestly, I'm about to spoil for those that want to watch it. So just fast forward, you know, I'll have like timestamps in the description, so just check Huriwe, you know, and just fast forward to that part. But what happens is that David faked his death. And then Ellie finds out a little while into the movie that David isn't dead, so then she calls the police. And she says, these are her words, David is not dead. Miss Police Officer on the other side goes, whoa, slow down. What did you say? How slower do you want me to speak? She literally said, David is not dead. How slower do you want me to speak? As slow as the slots from Zootopia?
Flash, 100-yard dash. Buddy, it's nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
But I must say, after watching so many movies like this, you know, this entire storyline has been played out one too many times, and after watching so many movies that go along those lines, what I have gathered from that, the data that I have received, is that in order for you not to have a stalker that wants you dead, if you will not have them in your life, you need to not buy a house in a secluded place. Don't buy a house in a cul-de-sac. Don't buy it in the middle of nowhere, by the beach by itself. Don't buy it in a secluded area, and don't buy a double-story house, because stalkers live for double-story houses, clearly, because have you seen Secret Obsession, Obsessed, Dangerous Lies? All these movies take place in a double-story house. So if you live in a single-story house, you're safe. Alright, so my final thoughts on this movie is that this movie was very generic, it was very vanilla, it was very... okay, not boring, it wasn't entertaining, it wasn't boring. It was just enough to be like, okay, let's watch and not fall asleep, So it was very generic, very predictable. I just needed more from this movie. So yeah, I already compared this movie to Dangerous Lies, Obsessed, and Secret Obsession. It falls along those lines, but I must say at least Secret Obsession had somewhat a captivating storyline. It was predictable, but there was something captivating about it. I don't know what. I think because Brenda Song's character in that movie was so persistent, and she wasn't like, ooh, they've got me. She was like, I gotta break out. I want to break free. And also with Obsessed, I think because that was the first thriller that I saw where the crazy person was a female. So that made it very intriguing for me. And with Dangerous Lies, I think because the person that was actually the one that was, okay, not crazy, but out to get them, wasn't exactly someone related to them, friends or something. They were still involved in their lives, but in a different way. It wasn't like someone they went to school with, someone who they were friends with and stuff. So at least they had something different working for them. But with Fatal Affair, it was very generic. They followed the what's it called? The template to a T. So yeah, no, it was nothing. There was nothing about it. I definitely needed a more thrilling factor from this movie. Like a movie like Breaking In. If you've watched Breaking In, that movie had me on my toes. That is a thriller right there. That movie was like, ooh, go run, ooh, what? That movie was it. So yeah, if you want to watch it, check it out. If you haven't watched as many thrillers as I have, then you will probably find this somewhat entertaining. So I wouldn't say don't watch it, just give it a try. Maybe you'll end up liking it. So yeah, on that note, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, switch on post notifications, all that amazing stuff. Until next time, stay put and stay cute.